Well, hello, friends. I'm pro-life leader Frank Pavone, National Director of Priests for Life. Welcome to my daily diary segment where, in a spirit of full transparency, accountability, and encouragement, I share with you what I have done morning to night. Today I'm going to cover 25, 26, 27, and 28 of June 2023, Sunday through Wednesday. What did I do in these days? Okay, so on Sunday, June 25th, I started the day in the air, flying back from Washington, D.C. So I got up early, caught an Uber to the airport, did some work while waiting for the plane on my laptop, had to take care of some planning for future trips and some communications staff are making with donors, and I help coordinate messaging. Took the flight to Orlando and landed and continued doing some work in the car as I was driven back to my office and settled in at the office. You know, when I get back from a trip, there's a lot of settling in to do, especially when it's been a conference where you're meeting a lot of people, taking a lot of notes about follow-up, getting business cards, and so forth. And so I did a lot of that work there at the office once I got back. And then also came into the studio and did a bunch of taping for broadcasts that would be used during the course of the week. So between some desk work, some unpacking, catching up, seeing messages that were here for me, and doing that advance planning taping for the week, it was a busy Sunday. Of course, being Sunday, time for worship, time for prayer, time a little bit for reflection, reaching out to the family, and that was part of it as well. I also signed some birthday cards that we send out to our donors and to bishops, and also made the July plan. This is always a several-day task, but started working on the July plan. That is the detailed planning for the month of July. Of course, we already have trips scheduled and various media interviews, but more detailed day-by-day scheduling of things takes place at around this time of the month. So that was Sunday, June 25th. Monday the 26th, the office day, starting out with desk work, administrative phone calls, staff briefing, work at my desk, including things like scheduling media interviews, approving press releases, preparing final preparations for the online study course that we'll be releasing soon in conjunction with another major Catholic group, political emails going out to certain congressional districts, faxes going out to all the parishes of America, and then let's see, what is this other thing? Okay, so various postings getting prepared for our website department. A 9:30 meeting, interdepartmental meeting with various staff here in the office and in other locations having to do with broadcasting and also some upcoming plans. 10 o'clock, came live into the studio to do our daily scripture reflection. More work at my desk, then an 11:30 meeting with our social media coordinator. Quick lunch, 2 p.m., had a live interview, not live, but a taped interview here, but we had a guest coming in, Alex McFarland, and that was for one of the shows that will be aired next week. After we did that taping, I had a meeting with our website department about some further development there, and then came back into the studio. That meeting was at 3, then I came back into the studio at 4 to record a program for tonight, for that night, for Right Side Broadcasting Network. So I did that, and then caught up with staff updates later in the evening. Took my daily walk, try to get a half hour of brisk walking in every day. Did some phone calls while doing that, and quiet work in the office the rest of the evening. Tuesday the 27th was a day again here in the office. Started out with early working on emails having to do with our streaming schedule, streaming broadcasts, that is, like this one. Books to order, new books coming out in the pro-life and political realms. Political emails, urging people to contact their representatives about various things. We're getting more targeted in these emails, by the way. Different people in different congressional districts that have to convey certain messages and so forth. New prayers being posted both in English and in Spanish. It's always nice to have more prayer resources. Plans for our upcoming leadership meetings that we coordinate several times a year. Plans for promoting the pilgrimage opportunity in the fall to Our Lady of Guadalupe. Approval of our Priests for Life travelogue mailing that goes out every other month, and also work on getting a new Spanish brochure prepared. So right after the morning briefing at 8:30, we had a special meeting with our fundraising manager about some special postcard mailings for activism that are going to be done. Had a 10 a.m. Travel meeting in our travel department, of course, looking at invitations that have come in, talking about details for invitations I've already accepted, lots of on-the-road activity, as always. Had a quick doctor's appointment at 11. Everything is good on the health-related front. Came right back to the office for a quick lunch, more meetings with staff, more work at my desk in regard to the various topics that I just mentioned. And that desk work continued through the afternoon. And then at 4 o'clock came into the studio here and taped another program for our series called Praying for America. And then taped another spot after that, and then went at 5 o'clock to our gift entry department and had them give me a monthly report about our monthly donors. And some of you, I'm sure, are among them, and we thank you for that. Got end of the day updates from staff that came in via emails, and I checked in with some in person, and then had something quick to eat, and then had an update call with a Mark from our administrative team at 8 o'clock while I took my daily half-hour walk, and then concluded the day with some quiet work in the office. Wednesday the 28th, office day as well, up early, various things on my laptop having to do with this online scripture course on abortion, and also preparation of our travelogue mailing that goes out, talking about all our activities out on the road. Morning administrative phone call, morning staff briefing at 8:30. At 10 after 9, I had a meeting with our communications director. She's getting opinion pieces ready to submit to various publications, and also arranging interviews, getting press releases out, does a lot of work. 9:30, had a meeting in our TV studio, and also with some of our team who does video editing, and we went over some projects in regard to that. Then had a taping with our executive director, Janet. We had a taping for our July 4th program. So we talked about Independence Day and the founders and all good stuff like that. That was at 10 o'clock taping. At 11:15, I had a meeting with our social media coordinator, and that went very well. A lot of good plans and events. And we taped also some React videos, and those get a good response. I'm sure you've seen some of those. Then what I did was had a quick approval. I finished all of that around 11:45, 11:50. Then I did a quick approval of an email blast going out later that day. And then I gave approval to edits of the travelogue that is getting ready to go out. And then at 12 noon, had a meeting of our data team for a half hour, so various staff from various locations of Priests for Life who work on data for us. At 12:30, I welcomed here to the office a candidate for Florida State Legislature, and we had one staff who had given her a tour, and then she and I had lunch together and talked about her work and the pro-life movement and communicating the pro-life message. Soon as I was done meeting with her, it was about 2:30 or so, then I went to Merritt Island and met up with our executive director, and we went to a pregnancy center that is located there on Merritt Island, and had a marvelous afternoon meeting at around 3:30, 3:45 with the staff of the pregnancy center. So Janet and I introduced ourselves, they introduced themselves, and told us all about the work that the center provides, gave us a tour, and we gave them an encouragement. We gave them a little pep talk and overview of our ministry, so there's going to be good collaborative work going on with this particular pregnancy center in Merritt Island and Priests for Life. Had some additional discussions with our executive director, and then drove back to Titusville and had a phone call in the meanwhile with our administrative member, Mark, and then did some work at my desk, and then had a 9 p.m. live show, which went on until 10:30, and I was talking about the Bishop Strickland visitation from the Vatican, talking about my own interactions with the hierarchy, and that was a good show. Some of you saw that, and we interacted live online with people until about 10:30 that night of the 28th. So that's what I did during those 4 days. Thank you for watching these daily diaries, and let's continue moving forward in the work we all do for the unborn.